Your car accident wasn't your fault, but your settlement could be at risk. If you're ready to take control of your claim and make sure the insurance company is not shortchanging you, keep watching. I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know. Car crashes are time-consuming and they're expensive because when someone's in a car crash, they're not just dealing with the car crash, hospital visits, lost wages. They're still doing all the normal stuff required of them in life, working, taking care of their family, just existing. And now you have to deal with this extra car crash. And it's so easy to be overwhelmed. And it's very, very easy for the insurance company to swoop in and take advantage of you because they know you're likely overwhelmed. So don't let it happen to you. And let's make sure it doesn't happen to you. And this stuff's important because a settlement is the one shot a person has to recover for their crash and to be made whole as if the crash never occurred. So if we don't get it right, it's done. You can't go back in time and say, I need more. So there's one shot to get it right, and that's why knowing the pitfalls and the problems and the dirty tricks of the insurance company are so important. Here are some of the most common settlement mistakes we make. Number one, the insurance company pretends to be your friend. They're calling you every day for a little bit. What's going on? How are you? A lot of insurance companies, if they know their party is responsible, they will do everything they can to make sure the property damage is taken care of. And they do that because they want to install this trust in you. Hey, we took care of the vehicle. We're going to take care of you. Property damage and injury cases are totally separate and distinct and nothing like the other. But insurance companies use the property damage as a way to gain trust with you. So if they're being friendly, remember, they're not your friend. And the second thing we get, and I get calls once a week on this. Hey, Marc Lopez, when I first got in an accident, a couple days later, the insurance company gave me $5,000 and I settled, but they're going to continue to pay for X, Y, and Z. But I've had some serious problems since then. If you've already settled, but for the medical treatment, we can't go back in time. A lady called me. She took $5,000 from the insurance company 3 days after the crash. 2 months later, she had to have neck surgery. And the insurance company was like, well, you already settled that. We'll review the records. If they're related, maybe we'll pay the medical bills, but we're not going to pay you for any pain and suffering, time off work. Clearly, you've already settled. First offer by the insurance company, the quick offer. That is a shortcut by them, hoping that you fall for it. Don't do that. It's a trap. I wish we could have Admiral Akbar from Star Wars jump. It's a trap. It is a trap. There's so many other tricks the insurance company uses when they're trying to be your friend. They're acting friendly to try to get you to say something bad about the case. Now, maybe I could have gone slower. Maybe I could have watched better where I was going. Maybe I should have slowed down as I approached the stale green light, but it was still green. They're going to try to make you say anything possible to accept responsibility for the crash because every percentage they can assign to you, it diminishes the total settlement. Indiana has something called comparative fault. It's a fancy legal word. Basically, it means your case is reduced by the amount you contributed towards the crash. So as long as you're not 51% responsible, you can still recover against somebody, but it reduces. So they're all about these small concessions. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Just every time you hear one of those words, you say that, settlement goes down. Keep that in mind. Another thing is they try to argue that medical bills aren't related. Well, you had a bad back 5 years ago. We can't possibly be responsible for your bad back now. My back was fine before. Well, listen, you've had some leg pain in the past. We're not responsible for that. It's not fair, right, Mark? Right? Come on. Insurance companies are constantly trying to diminish a claim, trying to get a person to take responsibility for things that aren't responsible, and they're just trying to trick you. And this doesn't make the insurance company evil. Don't think of it in black and white. That's their job. Don't get mad at them for doing their job. That's like getting mad at the sun rising in the east, setting in the west. Don't get mad at them for doing their job, but it doesn't mean you have to play with their game. Don't play their game. Now, negotiating a fair settlement is art and science. Now, a fair settlement for a broken bone is going to be higher than a fair settlement for, whiplash with no long-lasting consequences or an achy body for a month or two or even some sprains. So the more serious the injury, the higher the settlement. That's common sense. But also, maybe some injuries don't have a broken bone, but they're long-lasting. And those also are worth higher than, hey, I was out of commission for a week and a half, but you know what? After that, I was back. That's actually fantastic. We want all of our clients to be back as soon as possible. We don't want anyone to have lingering medical issues because that's not fun for anyone. But the reality is, the more serious the injuries, the long-lasting the injuries, the higher typically the settlement is, especially if the plaintiff is trying, and the plaintiff being the injured person. Because America, Indiana particularly, we love people that try. And so people that are trying to go back to work, if it's safe, people that are trying to move on with their life, people that are making their doctor's appointments, people that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. We love those people. Juries like to award them money because we don't want people that just say, well, I've been in an accident, I'm finished. Unless that is the reality. But even then, I'm trying to do something. I'm applying to jobs. I'm trying to get more treatment. I'm trying to get to the doctor's office. I've missed a few because I don't have a car. We love people that try. So try. All the people that try, I call them winners. Winners get higher settlement than people that don't win. People that have been seriously injured get higher settlement than people that were made out of commission for a week or two. And so that's just the reality of the situation. Now, the settlement value is typically some sort of function of how long a person was in pain, plus their actual medical bills, plus their lost wages, plus did they have to use any vacation time, did they miss any promotions? So there's lots of little things that go into a settlement. It's impossible to say, well, it's 3 times the medicals, because that's not fair. That's not even true. That's an outdated model. But there is a way to do this, and attorneys like myself keep track of national trends for verdicts. We keep track of state trends. We even keep track of county trends because we want to see what verdicts or juries are giving, because the verdicts juries give will impact the settlement value of a case. That's a fact. Now, how do we do that? Well, we need all the records. And so that sounds pretty easy. I'm just going to get my medical records. But did you know that every emergency room visit typically has 3 bills and 3 sets of medical records? The ER doctor, the ER facility, and the imaging. There's multiple things for every visit. And we keep track of this stuff. We know which ones to request. But we need all of the bills, all of the records. And if we miss a bill, well, that's going to result in a smaller settlement. We don't want to miss any bills. We don't want to miss any records. Plus, we want police reports. Plus, we want witness statements. We use accident reconstructionists. We use experts to help us evaluate intersections, even for slip and falls and dog bite cases. We use experts constantly here. But we have to get all this information. And then once we have all this information, we have to communicate what we need to the insurance company effectively. It's called a demand. And a demand, there's different ways of doing it depending on the insurance company, depending on the adjuster. But we need this information to give to them in a cohesive way. And then that kind of goes back and forth in negotiation through phone calls, emails, more phone calls, more emails, more phone calls and emails. But communicating with the adjuster is super important. So if you're doing this on your own, make sure you have all of the records, all of the bills. Make sure you're keeping track of when you talk to an adjuster and who you talk to. And if you got the team, you don't have to talk to a specific person, still write that person's name down because you want to know what they're saying and you want to know what you're saying to them. Now, this video is for everybody that wants to watch it, but I'm trying to gear it towards people that are trying to negotiate their case on their own or perhaps thinking about it. But if you are wondering, oh, maybe I should get an attorney. I think getting an attorney is a great idea, especially if the bills are more than $5,000. They can be less than that and it's still worth calling. We can talk about it. But once you get to the $5,000 mark, things start getting a little complicated, especially if a person has health insurance, especially if a person's own automobile insurance paid some money. It's called med pay. Especially if there's any type of liens being asserted, because the liens, the insurance payments, those people want their money back. If you get a $10,000 settlement, well, $10,000 isn't all yours. You have to pay back the liens from the health insurance, the car insurance, even hospital liens, stuff like that. So the liens have a giant effect on cases, and attorneys can help a couple of different ways. Make sure that we get those liens together initially, and then we can try to reduce those. We get calls again, at least, maybe not every week, every other week. Hey, Marc Lopez, I need your help. I want to hire you. Oh, what's going on? Well, I settled my case, but it turns out I didn't pay back the liens, so now I got to pay back $10,000. So I need you to go back to the insurance company and get more money for me. Can't do that. If you've signed a release to the insurance company, you can't go back. And just because you had bad record keeping doesn't make the insurance company more responsible for bills. So keep that in mind. You have to know what you have to pay back, because you do not want to be in a situation where 2 years later they're calling you, hey, we need $15,000. What? What are you talking about? And that happens, and that's terrible. Another thing the attorneys can do, getting involved early, is help with collection of witness statements, police reports, all the things that help make a case a little bit easier to take care of. Photos of the scene, photos of the accident, photos of the crash cars, all the things that would be helpful to make a case just go a little bit faster, get a little bit higher settlement. Plus, having an attorney early on, we can help navigate this whole, we need a recorded statement right now. Oh, you got to call us right now. let us take care of that. That's what we do. Wake up in the morning. I love helping people. Everyone at this law firm that works loves helping people. Let us help you. And that's why we get involved with these things. So if you've watched this video, you hopefully have some ideas on how to counter insurance adjusters, their tricks, these insurance companies. You've also perhaps got some information how an attorney can help you if you've been in a car crash or other injury case. I want to encourage you, if you're watching this and you have questions, just give me a call. 317-632-3642. Me and my partners will gladly talk to just about anyone about an injury case. And, we recognize here at this law firm that being in a car crash, slip and fall, dog bite, it's incredibly frustrating. You still have to deal with everything else in this world. So when you call us, let us turn that frustration into compensation.